This is your WWE TLC 2020 pay-per-view review, the final pay-per-view of 2020. That was fire, wasn't it? That was fucking fire, if you will. Anyway, it is Sunday. It is, what date is it today? God damn it. I want to really see here the date. God damn, December 20th, 2020. We are 5 days away from Christmas. Yeah, it's crazy, right? 5 days away from Christmas. And I think, 11 days away before we enter 2021. We say goodbye to 2020 and all that stuff. If you are new to the channel, you should definitely consider hitting that subscribe button down below. Give the video a big ol' thumbs up. Share it through your entire social media platforms and all that fun stuff. You can follow me on Twitter at HeelSteven. I'll be honest with you guys, I really was lacking on Twitter today. And honestly, it had a lot to do with the fact that honestly, I thought the show, and I said this in my prediction, which by the way, I hope that you all checked out on stuff. I thought this pay-per-view going in, I had zero expectation for it. I really, really did. And I will say this show, was it bad? No. I thought the show was okay. If you want my honest opinion. I'm not saying it was a great, oh my God, a way to end the year. No. I just thought outside of the two TLC matches, those two matches were great. But everything else just felt like, if you will. But also the ending of the Firefly Infernal match. Randy Orton and the Fiend. The Fiend was put on fire. Literally, you think about it, right? People will say that the Fiend's been buried now, right? In 2020. And now he just been burnt. Put the flames. But we'll see what happens. It'd be funny as hell tomorrow on Raw, he shows up out of nowhere. That would be hilarious. You know, and again, there's a lot of talk too about how the pay-per-view would shape up, considering the fact that last Monday on Raw, the rating was in the shit. The ratings were in the fucking shithole, if you will. I got people hitting me up on Twitter as well. There you go. The ratings were so fucking low that apparently the USA Network is telling the WWE to step it up. Apparently Vince and everyone else and higher ups are they're quaking right now. They're shook right now. So don't be surprised if tomorrow we see some shakeups and shit like that. But anyway, I am just overall just excited that the year's about to be over. Let's be honest, and I said this in my prediction, 2020 was a shitty year. For us, and for everyone in general, for everyone. It was a shitty fucking year. And now let's just hopefully we just put 2020 behind us and look forward to 2021. We have the Royal Rumble coming up on January 31st. Likely in Tropicana Field. Most likely. It will be in Tropicana Field, obviously. There's talks of them wanting to bring in fans into the building. Which, honestly, I don't really know if it's going to happen or not. It would be cool if they did. But honestly, I just don't see it happening right now. Considering the fact that the vaccine just been distributed. I know Moderna just got approved for emergency doses, if you will. So we'll see what happens. We'll see how things plan out. But I know, again, I know I'm rambling right now. But anyway, give me your thoughts in the comment threads or in the chat. Your thoughts on the pay-per-view. Did you enjoy the show or not? What was your favorite match and all that stuff? And yeah, I'll read it and all that stuff. If you also have questions for me, feel free to drop them in the comment threads below as well. So let's look at this, right? So I did watch, believe it or not, the kickoff. And the reason why, because I was cooking dinner. And as I'm waiting for my food to finish cooking, I did like a braised chicken, drumsticks, right? Very oriental style, if you will. So as I was waiting for the drumsticks to slow cook, right, I was just watching the kickoff. And luckily for me, I was near the end. It was the 8-man tag. So you had Daniel Bryan. Yes, Daniel Bryan been relegated to the kickoff show. Let that shit sink in. How low he's gone, but whatever. Daniel Bryan, Big E, and Otis and Chad Gable versus the team of Cesaro, Shinsuke Nakamura, Sami Zayn, and King Baron Corbin and his lone wolf knights. And I thought the match, for what it was worth, it was there. Something you probably would see on SmackDown. Let's be honest here. This is just to fill in, what have you. But what came out of this was Big E pinning Sami Zayn. That's what came out of this. And in result, this coming Friday on SmackDown, on the Christmas edition of SmackDown, is going to be Big E and Sami Zayn for the Intercontinental Championship. So we'll see how that goes. Also, during the pay-per-view, they did have some interaction backstage. But one thing I want to get out of the way right now, okay? So a lot of people were so upset this past Friday on SmackDown. Now, again, I didn't watch SmackDown. I did not watch it at all. Like that. Did I? Yeah, I did watch SmackDown. Hold up. I did watch SmackDown. Let me take that back. I did watch SmackDown. And I gotta say, honestly, I thought the show was whatever. But the point is, though, Shinsuke Nakamura Otis beat Shinsuke Nakamura. And the entire community, and I saw this on Twitter, felt some type of way. A lot of people were so upset with it. Oh my God, Nakamura had to put over Otis. This is not right. This is an outrage. And I hear this all the time. And the way I look at it is, I'll be honest about it. I don't feel that Otis, I don't feel like Nakamura is, I don't think he has an issue with it. I think, honestly, if you're Shinsuke Nakamura at this point in juncture, he has no issue with it. He has no problem putting over Otis. Because let's face it, I know a lot of people, all right, have been saying, oh, he should go back to Japan. He should go back to New Japan. He's a star over. And that may be true. That may be fucking true. But let's be honest here. Shinsuke Nakamura, since hitting the main roster, has been fucking lazy. And let's be real about it. He is making right now a shitload of money from WWE to be fucking lazy. And let's be real about it. If you're Nakamura, would you rather take that and be lazy as shit, or, hey, go back to Japan and kill yourself in almost every single fucking match, especially into that whole strong style thing? Or would you rather take this WWE money, be lazy with it, let's be real about it, and realize that, hey, you're making money and you don't have to fucking kill yourself every single fucking match? So I think he's good. Let's be real about it. He's fucking good. Do I see this guy ever again being put in that title picture? I don't think so. I think he's content where he's at, and that's just the bottom line about it. Moving on here. Moving the fuck on. All right. Got tested today. Just wanted to know. When did yours okay. Reading the comments here. Dave Sack right here. Got tested today. I hope it came out good, bro. Just wanted to know, when they did yours, did they use a wire-like thing to be shoved up super far up your nose? They used a little swab, but they just put it around the nose. They didn't shove up the nose, if that's what you're wondering. No. They just did a swab test, basically. They put it in your nose, and they just did like little circles and shit for like 15 seconds. Anyway, moving on here. Moving on. So let's get to the main card. So they let you know that AJ Styles and Drew McIntyre were kicking the show off. They were going to kick this off. And I got to say, to be honest with you, I thought this was a very good match. I literally thought this was, again, and honestly, at the same time, I am not big on the idea of the WWE Championship, or hell, even the Universal title for that matter, kicking off a pay-per-view. I get why they did it. Hey, we gotta get people excited. It's the end. It's the final show of the year, final pay-per-view of the year. Let me correct myself here. So let's get fans excited. And I gotta say, this match, I thought honestly was a very good match. it was basically AJ having his way with Drew, right? AJ also took a beating in this match too. Ladder, there was table spots here and there. Let's get to this one thing that really was stupid as shit. The Miz, somewhere in this match, shows up because apparently AJ put Drew through a fucking table. He put him through a table, and he was down. And the Miz came running to the ring to cash in his money in the bank to make this shit a triple threat. Now, mind you, early in the day, per WrestleVotes put us on Twitter. If I can find it right now. This is what per WrestleVotes. They posted this on Twitter earlier. If I can find it right now. Bear with me here. And this is what apparently came out, Okay, and quote, over the past day or so, the creative team was directed to come up with ideas for a Miz cash-in tonight on McIntyre, and according to a source, they all sucked. The issue creatively aren't exclusively on Vince. And here's my thing, right? Here's my thing. If you're going to have him cash in, there's so many ways you could have done it. I would have not had him cash in the middle of the match. Granted, I know Rollins did it back in WrestleMania 31, but that was WrestleMania. And that was something you just didn't do during the main event of WrestleMania. Okay? It's a whole different perspective. You have Miz cash in during the match. Why not have him cash in after the match? When both guys are just beating the fuck up already, and you knew he wasn't going to win. Anyway, at the same time, though, I think we can all agree that, hey, this year the Money in the Bank was a dead concept. The briefcase was a dead concept. The idea was, hey, it was Otis, because Vince loved Otis, and then all of a sudden, let's have it on The Miz, and they had no idea what to do with Miz with the briefcase, and here we go. It's gone. And hopefully next year in 2021 they can get their shit together. But eventually, again, it was a triple threat. And it got to the point, and it's funny too, because I literally thought this was going to happen, that you had Drew and AJ on the ladder. And then Miz climbs up like it's nothing. And he's about to grab the title. I'm like, oh shit, they're going to really do that? How creative is that? But no, they didn't do that. Eventually you had AJ and Miz on the ladder while Drew's down. And Drew pushed two ladders, both fell. He hit a Claymore on the Miz and then climbed the ladder and retrieved the WWE Championship. And he's still the champion. As I predicted, I thought honestly made a lot of sense. It would be stupid to have Drew lose the championship just right now and here. I think he should not lose. I think honestly, it's a WrestleMania, but we'll see about that. But I'm surprised we didn't see, a Sheamus. Can you think about this too, right? Don't baby faces have friends too, right? To at least help out Drew McIntyre. Hell, even in the Kevin Owens match with Roman Reigns. But we'll get into that also later on. But yeah, I think next at the Royal Rumble, maybe you could do a rematch. You could do a rematch of AJ and Drew if you wanted to. You can maybe insert the Miz, which I don't really want to see. But I think the direction should be Drew and Sheamus, depending what happens tomorrow with that whole angle and stuff like that. So we'll see what happens. We'll see how that goes down. So people, great pay-per-view tonight. All right, Howard, it's fine. I thought the show was okay for what it was worth. But moving on. We go to, from there, we go to Sasha Banks and Carmella for the SmackDown Women's Championship. I thought this match was to be honest with you. Carmella, outside of her entrance, just feels the same to me, to be honest. And I know hopefully, maybe I am, who knows. I feel like I'm the only one that feels that way. Like outside of her entrance, she's just the same Carmella. Nothing stands out, to be honest with you. The match was okay. Something that, again, they would have put on television. But again, you need someone for Sasha to face. I thought Reginald, clever name, Reginald, served its purpose here. Hey, protecting Carmella. There was a moment, I guess, where he caught her in midair, what have you, or he caught her as she was falling off the apron. He took a Meteora by Sasha Banks. They gave you the idea that, oh my God, Carmella might win the championship, hitting multiple super kicks outside of the ring. But eventually, when it was all said and done, Sasha Banks locked in the bank statement and made Carmella tap out. So there's that. I mean, would I done that? Yes. Have Sasha win, because it'd be silly if you put the championship on Carmella right now. People were saying, oh, they're going to put the belt on Carmella because Snoop Dogg is going to be in AEW on one of the New Year's episodes coming up. And how petty of WWE for that to happen. Well, that didn't happen either, didn't it? That didn't happen either. So where are those dorks that were saying that shit? I'll tell you about that. They're hiding right now. Reading the comments here as well. Carmella's new gimmick is horrible, bad music, wrong person for the sex symbol gimmick. I guess so. But I mean, it is what it is. I think at the same time, I want to say she's promoting her champagne company, her wine line, whatever. So there's that too. But again, this match, for what it was worth, it was okay. It didn't really have like, oh my God, my interest like up high or anything like that. From there we had the New Day versus the Hurt Business defending for the Raw Tag Team Championships. And I thought this match was okay too. Good back and forth. If you remember, I said this in my prediction, Cedric has wins over Kofi Kingston and Xavier Woods. I thought the double team from Shelton and Cedric was pretty good. Cedric did like a cartwheel into an Insecurity, I think it was. And then I think Shelton did the paydirt after. I think it was on Xavier or Kofi, one or the other. Obviously, the two of them were the match. What am I saying here? What the fuck am I saying? So, and again, I think it made a lot of sense. I think you can see this a mile away. Yes, the Hurt Business were going to win the tag team titles. And again, there's a moment in the match where you had Shelton. It looked like he had the match already won. Before that, though, I think Kofi was on the top rope and Shelton jumped. I asked him to do this before back in the day, and he just tosses Kofi off the top rope. It was a good tag team match, like I said. Okay, it was a good tag team match. That overall was okay too. But I take that back. Fuck this. It was a good tag team match. Take that back. Okay. So it looked like Shelton had this match won. Cedric tags in. It hits the lumbar check on, I think it was Kofi. Let me see here. Let me read my notes here real quick. He hits it on he hits a lumbar check, right? I think I think this was on Kofi, and from there he hits the 1, 2, 3. So Cedric Alexander wins the Raw Tag Team Championships for the Hurt Business, and they're celebrating, and they're making their way back to the entrance area, and who's happened to be there? Bobby Lashley, who is the U.S. champion. So the Hurt Business, when you think about it, right, they are holding the U.S. title by Bobby Lashley, and now the tag team championships with Cedric Alexander and Shelton Benjamin. I gotta say, to be honest here, I gotta just say this right now. I think overall, no cap, I am happy for Cedric Alexander. I am happy for Shelton Benjamin. I think, again, they deserve this moment. I'm pretty sure Big Swole is on Twitter right now, tweeting her ass off right now, how happy she is for her husband. And other than that, where do they go from here? That's the only thing. That's my only issue. Do you do a rematch? Do I want to see it? No. How many times have there been matches already between both teams at this point in the juncture? And that's the thing, too, that there's a lack of teams right now. And you look at even on SmackDown right now as well. I think, again, I know a lot of podcasters, I know a lot of YouTubers have said this as well. There needs to be this whole unification. Fuck all this brand split bullshit amongst the tag teams. If the women's tag team can go back and forth to all three shows, then why can't the one pair, just one tag team titles, go on both Raw and SmackDown. That's all I'm saying. So there's that. Yo, Steven, rest in peace, Fiend. Yeah, Eric, rest in peace to Fiend. So we think. From there, we go to Nia Jax and Shayna Basler versus Asuka. Now, early in the night, I think it was Billie Kay who tried to offer her services. That didn't happen, though. Asuka already had her partner picked out already. Now, I did say my prediction, and I got it right. Charlotte Flair will be the one to align herself with Asuka. Remember, a while ago, I think it was back in June, Charlotte Flair got taken out by Nia Jax. It was only fitting. Hey, who will Asuka pick? The person that Nia took out, and I'm sure she wants revenge. And again, Charlotte Flair's back. It's like she never left. The 12-time women's champion, the Roman Reigns of the women's division, right? The tribal queen, if you will, right? Charlotte Reigns shows up. It's like she never fucking left. Holy shit. She did a moonsault off the top rope to the outside on both Nia and Shayna. My only gripe, though, is, you pinned Shayna Basler with natural selection. Yes, Asuka and Charlotte Flair are now the new women's tag team champions. I guess the only issue that I have here with this, honestly, yes, Charlotte's back. That's fine. I get it. It is what it is. But my only issue is Charlotte Flair is back and now has a championship again. Yes, it's like she never fucking left. Let's give her a fucking championship to hold. So there's that. Now, with that being said, I think what's next is at the Royal Rumble, I would hope, Charlotte Flair versus Asuka. Because think about this, right? What are you going to do with Asuka right now? Heading into the Royal Rumble. You know she will not be in the match. And let's be real about it. Do you really want to see Charlotte Flair in that Rumble match where she might win again? I mean, if the rumors are true that Lana might end up winning the Rumble, which I still think is going to happen. They're planting the seeds. She got hurt on Monday. She'll be back probably at the Rumble and all that stuff. And they might do a whole 24 special. I see that happening a mile away. That being said, though, I would much rather it be Charlotte winning the Rumble match than fucking Lana. But let's be real about it. Do you really want to see Charlotte Flair in the Rumble? No. I think you do at the Royal Rumble. Lana, fuck no. You do Asuka versus Charlotte for the Raw Women's Championship. So we'll see what happens. We'll see what happens with that. But there you go with that. Again, Charlotte Flair locks in the figure eight. Nia breaks it up. It hits natural selection on Shayna Basler. And there you go. 3 shows for NXT UK. Did you hear that the word that there's parts prior to COVID of NXT UK. Did you hear the word that there were talks prior to COVID of having Kevin Owens have an NXT UK run? I didn't hear that rumor. Why would he? Again, why would he have that run? I don't think that would make sense. That's just me, of course. I just don't see it happening, to be honest with you. I think, again, listen, I understand there's a lot of guys on the main roster that want to go to NXT, people that weren't NXT, right? They want to go back. They want to have these killer matches. To me, though, it gets to a point where, to me, that's just a downgrade. To me. But hey, if you want to go down for 1 or 2 matches, that's fine. But to stay there and all that stuff and have this lengthy run, no. Fuck no. Where was I here? It might be even a short review. Who the fuck knows? Let's see here. From there, we go to what I thought was the match of the night. By the way, too, this was a short fucking pay-per-view. That's the one thing I'll say about 2020. Say what you want. Yes, COVID and all this stuff's happening. But as far as wrestling goes in the WWE, they have managed to shorten their pay-per-views. And to that aspect, I appreciate. We go to Roman Reigns defending the Universal Championship. My tribal chief, your tribal chief, the head of the table versus Kevin Owens. Now, I did enjoy the storyline behind this, right? I thought it was awesome. Hey, here's Roman Reigns. Everyone to say he's the tribal chief. He's the head of the table. He wants Kevin Owens to say that Roman Reigns is the head of his family table. He mentions his wife. He mentions his kids. And here's Jey Uso, who's doing the bidding for Roman Reigns. And Kevin Owens says, hey, you want everyone to fear you? Well, he does it on stuff. I think that's pretty good. And again, here's Kevin Owens having to overcome all this adversity. And can he do it? I thought this match was a fucking good match. Probably the match of the night. Again, everything that Roman Reigns has touched since returning has been gold. Has been fucking gold. And I said this before and I'll say this again. I think right now, Roman Reigns is the best act right now in all wrestling in North America. In North America right now. Yeah, I said it. And here again is back. And again, I love Kevin Owens. You guys remember many, many years ago, Kevin Owens did an intro for this YouTube channel back in the day. And here he is facing Roman Reigns. They wanted to give you the idea that Kevin Owens had moments. And again, where he's going to win the championship. Jey Uso got involved multiple times. There's a moment in the beginning of the match where Kevin Owens stomps on Jey Uso's ankle. Now, during a normal match, during any normal time, they will be out. Jey Uso would have been out. He would have been limping. He could not be walking and shit. But during this match, Jey Uso, who got hit with a fucking chair on his ankle, put through the announcer's table and all this other shit, he kept coming into the ring and helping Roman Reigns. It's like he couldn't get hurt, which I thought was kind of eh. But Roman, again, just beating the hell out of Kevin Owens. Through the ladder, through tables, talking to himself too. I thought that was pretty good. Again, I love Roman's facial expressions in these matches. I think that's pretty awesome. And then eventually they gave you this idea that, hey, Kevin Owens could win this because Roman went for a spear outside and went through the barricade. And Kevin Owens is limping again through all the shit that he had to go through in this match. He took a fucking beating. Now, I'm not saying the same beating that Canelo Alvarez gave Callum Smith last night at the fucking Alamo Dome, but Kevin Owens took a fucking beating here. And he's limping his way to the ladder. He's limping, he's climbing. Jey Uso gets involved, and for his attempt, he gets stunned. Roman gets stunned too. And again, Kevin just climbing this ladder. And then Roman hits a guillotine on top of the ladder. Owens falls, and Roman Reigns is still the Universal Champion. Again, Roman Reigns should not lose his title. Hell, he should be going into WrestleMania as the Universal Champion. And I know a lot of people are wondering, who's he going to face? Who's it going to be? We'll have to wait and see. We have to wait and fucking see right now. But I thought, again, this was the match of the night. Hands fucking down. This was, in my humble opinion, the match of the night. It happened after he did the War Games last. Yes, because again, Ciampa needed a mystery. He needed to pick a mystery partner for his team, and it was a surprise. And again, they were in California. I think they were in Chicago. They were in Chicago. It was a surprise, I guess, but still, it's fine if you want him to be in NXT once in a while for these one-off matches. That's fine. But as far as having a run, no. Especially someone like Owens, who's already been the Universal Champion, Intercontinental Champion, U.S. Champion, and all that stuff, no. I know Balor, but let's be real about it. Balor belongs more in NXT than Kevin Owens at this point in juncture. And from there, we move on. We move on to the main event. The Fiend versus Randy Orton in a Firefly Infernal match. Now, I've seen a lot of people upset on Twitter. Oh, this is not a traditional Infernal match. Usually in an Infernal match, there's flames around the ring, right? Literally underneath the bottom rope, there's the flames and all that stuff, right? Here they didn't have, so you had the flames throughout the outside of the ring in the Thunderdome. It started off as a regular match, right? Orton came out, he dressed up in a hoodie and some jeans, and the Fiend wrestled in his jacket, right? I will say this too. I will always enjoy the Fiend's entrance. Pretty badass. So they're going at it. I think the Fiend throws Orton outside the ring. And keep this in mind, you can just tell this was already filmed prior. This was cinematic in some way, shape, or form. There's throughout this match, you hear the Fiend laughing throughout the match, right? The Fiend does his thing with his hands, and the flames start coming out throughout the Thunderdome again. And again, that's how the match starts. And again, they're fighting on the outside. There's a moment where the Fiend has a fucking leather strap, and he puts it in the flame. He's gonna just whack Orton with it, and he misses. He grabs a axe hammer, I think it was, and he goes after Randy Orton, and he misses. I don't know where in this match. And again, as far as the match goes, this was However, as far as cinematic and just visual and all that stuff, pretty badass. I don't know where in this match, but a fucking rocking chair just showed up. And Orton is sitting in his rocking chair. And the visual of the Fiend grabbing again, I guess there was gasoline fluid on the floor and throughout the rocking chair. And Orton is sitting in this chair. And the Fiend grabs a lead. And again, this whole symbolic of how many years ago Orton burned the house of Sister Abigail and all that shit, right? And the Fiend throws the lighter. It hits the floor. And Orton, just in time, gets out of the chair, and the chair goes up in flames. Can you imagine what would have happened if Orton missed his cue and the flame would have just hit? Holy shit. And they're still going at it. They're on the outside. Again, they're on the outside for this shit. Orton gets hit with the mandible claw. And they're trying to fight back and forth. There's a moment where Orton's going to put the Fiend's face into the flames, and that got countered. Eventually, it was all said and done. Eventually, right? It looked like Orton was going to go to the flames, through the mandible claw. And Orton reversed it, and the Fiend went into the flame. Now, mind you, the rules is once you go to the flame, the match is over. It's done with, right? Match is over. There was no bell, which I'm fine with. It is what it is. Rules are rules. You already know how this match goes. And the Fiend, with all these flames on him, right, runs into the ring, and Orton, I guess, hits him with an RKO or something like that. And the Fiend's down. The Fiend is laying there. Orton goes, and I guess he grabs the gasoline fluid, and he throws it on the Fiend. He then grabs matches. Now, mind you, keep this in mind. If you can just look closely into the Fiend, you can just tell that was when the moment that Orton lit up the match, and you heard the people on commentary, oh, Orton, don't do it, right? This and that. He made people wait for it. And then he threw the match, and the Fiend went on fire, right? Now, anyone who's smart would realize that really wasn't the Fiend who was placed on fire, laying there on his back in the ring. That was a test dummy. You know those crash dummy that they use on cars when they do test runs and shit like that? Yeah, that's what it was. So there was that, and that's how we end the pay-per-view. That's how we end the final pay-per-view of 2020, Up in Flames. Got a nice ring to it, doesn't it? Has a fucking nice ring to it, right? Again, overall, I thought that this show overall, again, as far as the end of the year show, I thought it was okay. I thought the two TLC matches delivered, hands fucking down. Had it not been for that, this would have been a shit show. hands down. But again, if you're WWE, you put this behind you in the rearview mirror. You go into 2021, hopefully better than this whole 2020 bullshit. Get their shit together. Reading the comments here as well. So the good news is from Dave Sack, by the way. So the good news is this is the first TLC event in a long time where they didn't overbook by having a table match, a ladder match, a chair match, and a TLC match. Yeah, that is very true. I did notice that too, Dave. Fucking awesome. Cool. Awesome. Now, I did say in my predictions video that there will be a Christmas show. I still, and I said that I'll have answers by this time. I still don't know. I mean, we're all going to do one. It's just not going to be how everyone, I guess, thinks right now. Again, I'll have more details, hopefully, by the time we hit Tuesday. I hope I have some answers and shit. But that is the plan, the Christmas show. Get a couple people on Skype, just shoot the shit. Nothing serious. You know what I mean? That is the idea. And have it streamed on the air. That is the plan, if you will. But if you guys have questions for me, feel free to chime in right now. Drop in your questions, and I'll see if I can answer them. But again, I thought this pay-per-view was, again, okay for what it was worth. If you will, my day overall was pretty tiring. I went to work at 4 a.m, got overtime pay. It was time and a half pay on a Sunday at the airport. I went back to work on Friday at the airport. It felt great. It was awesome. Just the fact that I went back to work after this whole bullshit that I had to go through the last 2 weeks and a half of dealing with COVID. I'm happy that I can put this behind me. I can move on and just get back to the grind, if you will. So there's that. All right, guys, listen, I'm going to be honest, guys. I am a little tired. I'm going to crash just a little bit. But I thank you all for tuning in. I thank you all again for tuning in. You guys have been awesome as always. If you are new to the channel, hit the subscribe button down below. All right. You can follow me on Twitter at HeelSteven. All right. As always, guys, hate, comment, and subscribe. And until next time, y'all, I am Steve. And this has been another installment of Around the Point. Peace out, y'all.